Hello, people of the internet. It's your boy Mangus, and today I wanted to, after several requests, talk about my snare drum collection. I was stoked people even cared enough to want to know about my snare collection, so let's get right down to it then.
Welcome to Lord Mangus' World of Snares. This video is exclusively for gearheads and drum nerd aficionados and is extremely long-winded. This is your final warning.
I want to start with my latest. This is I believe it's a 70s Ludwig Acrolite. I don't know exactly because I don't have they don't date stamp all of these, but I believe because of the pointy edges on the badge that it's a 70s era. Used this a bunch on the new Dim record. If you're looking for a really good all-rounder, very versatile type of snare that you could rock up to any gig with, this is a safe bet. And next we have, this is a 6.5 by 14 Ludwig hand hammered bronze. The reason why I was so drawn to this is because this guy and a bunch of other Ludwigs have this rounded over bearing edge. The ghost notes, it's just like scooping ice cream. You get a lot of sensitivity with it. So up next we have, this is a 2005 Brady She-Oak stave drum. For those of y'all that don't know what stave means, this is not made out of plies. If you look close, there's like these little wedge boys. So these are all solid pieces. They glue them together and then they like bake the shell. This was the first boutique drum I ever bought. I traded a DW Edge for this drum actually, just because it was the best sounding drum that I had found in a local mom and pop shop called Atlanta Pro Percussion. Rest in power, I miss that place a whole hell of a lot. Bought a lot of kits there growing up when I was cutting my teeth. Anyways, great drum, a little bit warmer. It's not perfect for every application. But Brady's are very sought after because they use indigenous woods that are only found in Australia. This is probably one of the more temperamental drums that I own, just because it's really hard to get that sweet spot. But about a month or two ago, it was sounding absolutely perfect, and I used it on some session work with a local band I was working with at the time. So up next we have another personal favorite of mine. This is an A&F raw brass. I believe it's a 5 by 14. These guys have kind of harked back to the original designs of some of the Ludwigs from the 20s with this style throw off. It took me a very long time to find the sweet spot on this drum, and I think that's because of some of the older style parts that they use on it. But now that I've got it dialed, I'm using it right now at rehearsal. So yeah, A&F, absolutely love them. Definitely looking at a couple other snares that they offer. These guys make some incredible shit. You should definitely check them out. Also, let's head on over to Cocoa Break and I can show you guys the rest of my collection. So here we are at Cocoa Break Studios. We have the Jim Riley edition Ludwig Black Magic. First snare I got my hands on that had die-cast hoops. Great drum, shit tons of attack, a lot of presence. I love this drum despite the ugly Celtic knots. That was the thing. I was like, oh, it sounds too good. I gotta have it, even though it has these, yeah. So yeah, love this drum. Great drum. next, I wanted to show you guys my 6.5 by 14 DW black nickel over brass. Love DW, love their magnetic throw-off system. That's like butter, good shit. It actually has 3 different presets for the throw-off as well. Really amazing feature. You'll notice as well the threading that they use on their tension rods is extra fine, so that allows for more precise tuning and dynamic range in tuning, which is another thing I like about what DW does. So yeah, this is my black nickel over brass, buddy.
Yeah, I love this because I haven't even touched it since the last session we used it on. How fucking sick is that? Hell yeah. Alright, you good? Alright, cool.
So this is my 6.5 by 14 Ludwig Copperphonic. Another staple metal snare that I would recommend you have in your arsenal. You do have to really dial in the overtone on this drum. With copper, it's a lot like brass. It's gonna ring forever, so I would recommend throwing a controlled sound X on these. Because I remember when I first bought the drum, I was just like, man, like it's just ringing too much, and you know, I couldn't find the right head combination. And then one of my buddies said, well, have you tried a controlled sound X? And that wound up being the winner, getting the sucker dialed. So, surprise, another Ludwig snare. This is a 4x14 Ludwig Supraphonic. I bought this drum before I went to tour in Asia and Australia, and I could not afford the luxury of being able to bring my own snare cradle. I typically like really deep snares, and the problem I run into touring and renting hardware from backline companies is the snare cradles never go low enough for me to sit comfortably and play comfortably with a super deep snare. So I said, fuck it, I'm gonna buy this little guy. Use this on a ton of session work also. Great drum. Again, if you're doing a lot of international touring, I would recommend at least getting something like this, some type of 4.5 by 14, if you can find one. Just because if you rock up at the gig and you know the hardware is a bit shit, or it's been underwater for 100 years like what I've experienced before, you won't have to sweat about getting your snare at the right height. Get you a Supraphonic if you want that classic 90s Eric Valentine Third Eye Blind type vibe. Great drum. So last but not least, I wanted to show you guys this super old SJC bell brass. This is 3/4 of an inch thick. It's heavy as fuck. I had a ton of front of house guys out on the road just tell me, no Ben, put it away. It's way too fucking loud. And after many years of being told that, very recently I had no one to tell me no, so I actually put it on the DEM record. Super stoked about that. All the love to SJC. Like I mentioned earlier, I've been with them since late 2006, early 2007, and they've taken really good care of me. For now, this is the only SJC snare in my collection, but I'm sure eventually I will accrue more as I'm addicted to collecting snares and drums in general. So thank you guys for checking out this video of my ridiculous snare drum collection, and I'll see you guys next time.